Alright, so hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something really serious and one of my scariest moments in my life, my young little life. And it happened when I was 14, so without further ado, let's just jump into the video and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, so like I mentioned before, I was 14 years old. I'm currently 23, so it's been a minute. And I remember this day really clearly. It happened in, girl, that's like when you're trying to add up your word count for a word assignment. So it happened in El Paso, Texas, and that's where my mom was. Most of my family is there still. And yeah, it's definitely very different from Los Angeles, where I went to school at that time. El Paso, it's a lot slower, more family oriented, and it's a border town. It's a border city, and it's bordering Juarez, Mexico. So El Paso, Texas, there's that. And it's really hot, especially in the summers. And I would go in the summer times and winter times to visit my mom and my family. And so a lot of folks don't walk because it's so hot. But the thing is, my mom's boyfriend was the only one with the car. So when he was gone to work, there was no transportation at that time. We didn't really use Uber. I didn't have a bank account or card to even use it. So I relied on the public transportation that was non-existent also. It's not like LA. So to get to go anywhere, I would have to look on Google Maps to find out where things were, where buses were, what the bus schedule is. And yeah, so at that time it was about a Saturday, and I said, no, it wasn't a Saturday because my mom's boyfriend was at work, so it must have been a weekday. And so I woke up and it was around like 10, 11, and I was like, my sister, my twin, was asleep, my mom was asleep, and I was like, I don't want to waste my day, you know, I want to actually do something, go to the mall, meet people, or like, I don't know, be a teenager. I don't want to just stay at home all day like I was doing and just like waste my summer, you know. I actually wanted to go out there, but I had no transportation, no options. So I was like, hopped onto the computer, looked up the bus schedule and how to go to Silo Vista Mall, because that was the only mall I really knew about at that time. And it was a big mall, and I can go shop, Forever 21, just be out of the house, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be out of the house and doing my thing. And we didn't have any other transportation, so bus it is. And at that time, at 14, I've been taking buses in LA since I was like 10, 11. So I really was like this with public transportation. Like, I don't know, I really liked it, but I never taken public transportation at the bus thing before. Okay, hold on, sorry. Oh, you can go through. Alright, so where were we? Okay, so on the bus, I had a game plan. I printed out what I was gonna do, or I wrote it down or something like that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the bus, but in order to take the bus, I will have to walk about a mile or so to the bus stop and the bus terminal. But I was like, okay, it's a nice day out, it's summer, so it's gonna be hot, but it's better than just staying indoors. So that's what my game plan was. I got ready, put on a really nice cute dress. It was my graduation dress from middle school. So it was like a Forever 21 dress, and I put on my tennis shoes and I was going. And at that time, I think the day before, I got 7-Eleven Slurpee, so I didn't finish it all, so I put it in the fridge. So I was like, okay, during the long walk to the bus stop, let me take my Slurpee and finish it up. And I thought to take scissors, because I'm always prepared. I guess it's that Virgo moon in me. I was like, okay, let me just in case any foolery is about to happen, let me take the scissors to prepare. Foreshadowing, I don't know if it's just I'm just really prepared on that type of stuff, even at 14, for anything to go down, or something my gut told me, just be prepared. You might have to use these scissors. But I brought them, and I told my twin, they're like, whatever, and I was like, okay, let me go. So I was walking, using my little notepad to realize where I'm going, and I started walking down towards the bus stop. And I remember singing, singing along and slurping my juice. At that time, I didn't have like any iPad or phone, iPod I mean, or phone, so I wasn't listening to music. I was just making my own songs in my head. And I did that. It was hot, like I said. There was nobody else on the streets because they're inside like a store, or they're at work. And it wasn't a busy street too. There was like a few cars. It wasn't a main street. So I was walking on the sidewalk, not really seeing any other soul. Passing a lot of dogs, because there's so many dogs in El Paso, bark, bark, bark. And I was walking, and I was drinking my Slurpee too. And all of a sudden, and I think this is, it always sends chills because I really think this was a divine intervention. I think this was Guardian doing this, because all of a sudden a big gust of wind flew and blew off my Slurpee straw, and it just blew off the straw. And at that time, I'm still like that. I don't like littering, so I was like, okay, let me go pick up the straw. So I turned around, picked up my straw, and just picked up my straw. And then when I looked up, I connected eyes with this man, and he was in, like, such a stereotype, but he was in a white van, and he was looking at me through the like the mirror. Now I drive, but I don't drive often. It's the mirror that you look at to go when you're passing. So the driver's side mirror. He was looking at me through that, and my eyes instantly connected with him. And it was such an intense, and I know people are like, what, how do you know his intentions or what? It looked evil. He was staring at me, and I realized that I had seen that van pass before. So this was the second time passing me, okay? He was looking at me directly in the mirror, or mirror. And that's when I realized he was watching me, okay? He was watching me, and instantly something in my gut told me, you need to get out of here. So part of me was, okay, let me just walk a little, and I was like, no, this gut feeling is telling me too much. So then I turned around, and all of a sudden this van, it was like at a stop sign, and it started doing a U-turn, okay? And it was, I'm not good at distance, but it wasn't that close to me. It's like 10 to 15 feet. I don't know, it was just like I was in the middle of the sidewalk, the block, and it was at the end where I was able to do a U-turn, because there was a stop sign and there was like other cars. Well, there would be other cars, but there wasn't at this moment. So I was like, I turned back, and I was like, first I was like, is this in my head that he was watching me? But then I saw him turn around, because he knew that I saw him, so he turned around, and I just started first going do, and I just started booking it, running, and he floored after me, okay? And that's when I dropped the Slurpee bottle. I took out my pair of scissors, and I just started running back to where I went, back to my home. But I was like, okay, I can't let this guy know where I went to, where I lived. So I cut up into this alleyway. I was running, and I looked behind me. He wasn't following me in the alleyway. I saw that he didn't see where I had ducked to, but as I went to the alleyway, our house was at the corner. So the corner, and I turned and I looked back. Sorry, this is gonna get so confused. It's because my heart is racing remembering it. Okay, hold on, let me take a second. Okay, so I went in the alleyway, and I turned to the right, and I was going down, walking, and I was like peeking my head over the fence because there's like our house had a fence stuff, and I saw him going around the street where my house was, trying to see where I went. And when he was turning around from that, that's when I ran to my house and went into the living room, wherever, went into the house. And yeah, I was just like freaked out at that moment. I know some people are like, you know, maybe he was just like looking at you through the mirror, da da da. Honestly, if you were in my shoes and you saw the way he looked at me, it was the most, like, you know, eyes, the window of the soul. I'm a social worker. I work with people now. I've never been looked at that way. Just, you can tell in his mind his intentions. He had his own agenda. And the fact that he followed me, okay, just think of a normal person. Okay, you got caught staring. You would just drive forward, right? You wouldn't turn around and start following me and start, as soon as I started running, you would have stopped, right? I would think so. And the fact that I saw him twice, that he had went around before and he was watching me, that's what really got me. And honestly, I thank God so much for that gust of wind that came out of nowhere, okay? This is El Paso, Texas. It wasn't a windy day. It came out of nowhere because I was so wrapped up in singing and doing my own thing that I didn't notice that he was going around and looking at me. So if it wasn't for that gust of wind, I think he would have stopped and he would have tried something and tried to take me into that van. And the thing is, I went into my house and I woke up my mom. I said, Mom, there's a man that was following me. And I was like, and she was like, why were you even out? And I was like, I was trying to go to the mall. I was trying to shop and stuff and just be out of the house. And she was like, oh, well, that's your fault. And that's why I was like, I got crushed because I was like, I didn't deserve that. I don't think any kid, 14 years old, like trying to go out and just not be trapped on like the internet, you know. I'm just trying to do something different, and I get a man following me, and honestly, I think trying to kidnap me. And I wonder what happened. I remember a few years before that, there were incidents in El Paso of men in white vans taking children. And there's another, maybe my twin will share their story about how this was really, it's kind of funny, a bicycle incident on their channel, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think? Was it just a coincidence? He was actually going that way, and so he wasn't actually meaning to follow me? Or do you believe that he had some nefarious reasons and that there was something wrong.com? It's just disgusting. And I'm seeing all these videos of people, not all these videos, but I'm hearing all these stories of women abroad. It makes me so sad. There's this case, I'll insert her name right here, but she went missing in Costa Rica recently, and they just found her body. And that's something that really made me sad, because she was just celebrating her birthday. And again, she trusted a security guard, and you would think it's a security guard, okay? Someone that has apparently your best interest at heart, but ended up killing her. And this other girl, she was a 22-year-old from the UK who was backpacking. She backpacked South America and Peru, which I just recently did. And I'm going to make another story on my travel channel about an experience where like the taxi driver was trying to play some games and try to take me somewhere. Okay, but I'll leave it on the link below for my other channel. But she was in New Zealand, I think also celebrating her birthday, and she was found murdered and they just arrested someone. So you really, I mean, sometimes you don't know people's intentions. They can be like very much play the part of like the nice guy and stuff, but there's sometimes people you just know when you look at them that they have something, an agenda. They have evil intentions for you. They don't see you as a human, and that's, I think, a really key part. It didn't seem like he saw me as like a person the way he was staring at me. It felt like I was an object for his taking. And yeah, I wish I could print you the eyes I saw. It was like pitch black eyes, and yeah, just really sad. Yeah, qué triste, pero I don't know. So without further ado, please leave a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts, and it's been great talking to you. I'm gonna now cool down, eat some cookie dough, and then I'm gonna be recording another video, okay? But bye, love you guys.